welcome to my kitchen. Another recipe for the month of love today. I'm going to show you a really simple recipe for macarons. So let's get stuck in. Now the ingredients I'll be using for the macarons today are 4 egg whites, 1/3 of a cup of castor sugar, 1.5 cups of icing sugar, 1 cup of almond milk, a small pinch of salt and some red gel food colouring. And for the ganache that I'm going to place in the middle, I have 50 ml of cream, 100 grams of white chocolate and 45 grams of raspberries which I've chopped. First step for the macarons is to beat together the egg whites and the castor sugar until the mix is nice and stiff. The best way to check to see if it's ready is to tip the bowl upside down. If it doesn't fall out, then it's ready. As I said, the best way to see if it's ready doesn't fall out. Okay, now I'm going to add the food colouring to the egg whites. Just a small amount, about an eighth of a teaspoon. And mix that around for about 20 seconds with the electric beater. For the icing sugar, almond meal and salt, I'm going to sift it through twice and discard any lumps. Okay, I'm just going to pop the icing sugar mix into the egg whites. I'm not going to mix it for very long, I just need it to be very thick and sticky. If you're mixing it by hand, it should be about 30 to 50 folds. Now I'm just going to pop this mix into a piping bag and then we'll start piping it onto the baking trays. Now I'm just going to start piping onto my baking tray. I'm being a little bit sneaky. I've got a baking tray that's especially made for macarons. So I'm just going to use this one today, but if you don't have one of these, you can use a baking tray covered with baking paper. Now my oven is preheating at 150 degrees Celsius. I'm going to give these macarons a tap on the bench a few times. This will just release some air and prevent cracking. I'm also going to leave them on the bench for about 20 minutes, just until they form a skin on top, and then I'll pop them in the oven. Now these ones were in the oven for 15 minutes. I'm just going to pop them aside now and let them completely cool. While those macarons are cooling, I'm going to get started with the raspberry and white chocolate ganache. First step is to boil the cream. Now that cream's come to the boil, I'm just going to pour it over the white chocolate here and let that sit for about 5 minutes and then give it a really good stir. Now that this ganache looks smooth and glossy, I'm just going to pop it in the fridge to cool down. Last step for the ganache, I've just taken it out of the fridge and I'm going to stir through the raspberries, and then to finish off the macarons I'm going to pop about a teaspoon of the ganache in between the macarons and sandwich them together, and that's it, a nice easy recipe for macarons. Thanks for watching, please don't forget to like and subscribe and I will see you next week. Bye!